I just want to talk about how trusting myself has changed my life for the better. I have been able to do things that I told myself I don't know how I'm going to do these things. I don't know if these things are even possible for me years ago, obviously, because now wouldn't catch me dead talking to myself like that. But I've done things in my life that I thought I had to sit around and ponder for hours. How am I going to figure this out? What am I going to do? How am I going to this? How am I going to that? And I've turned myself into this person that the old me would not even recognize. And I was only able to do this because I trust myself. When other people are stuck on who I used to be, or who they thought I was, or who they think I'm becoming, or who they think I should be, I had to stick with that vision I saw for myself, even when other people couldn't see it for me yet. I had to just keep going and trust that I had to do this for me by myself, for now at least. Because in the beginning, it was so important that I wasn't telling everyone everything that I'm doing. Yes, we all want to change our lives. We all want to, glow up. We all want to, live the best life possible, make money, whatever everyone's preaching about. But we glorify the end result and we don't glorify the process. And the process of becoming that person is way more important than just being that person. And the process does just start with being that person. I had to believe that I was that person no matter what I was waking up to every single day. I had to tell myself I was happy even when I would be bawling my eyes out every day, thinking that, my life is so hard, so difficult. Knowing, obviously, there's people who have it way harder than me in life, but I had to understand that my struggles were just as real, but they didn't define me, and I could use them to get where I wanted to be in life. And I deserved to be exactly where I wanted to be, just as anyone else did. We all have that same 24 hours in a day. We might not be doing the same things in those 24 hours, but at some point, we have to assess, how are we using that time? Who do we think that we are? Who do we act as we are every single day? Who do we embody every single day? Am I embodying someone who hates themselves and hates their lives, doesn't work out, eats like garbage, has horrible people around her who talk down to her, and she thinks it's funny when they make fun of her smile or her weight or her hair or whatever, her complexion, whatever it is, her whatever. If I think those things are funny, even though deep down it bothers me, if I don't take myself seriously, how can I even be mad at them for seeing me in that light, seeing me in that way, for not taking me seriously? If I laugh every time they laugh at my dreams and my goals and my visions, if I smile and I think it's funny and I brush it off as if it means nothing. Now, when I brush it off as if it means nothing, it's because it truly means nothing. I'm not sitting there trying to entertain the fact that their jokes about my life are not funny. I'm not trying to make them feel better about the fact that they feel so horrible about themselves that they have to make me feel just as bad. I want them to sit in that silence, that awkward silence when no one's laughing. I want them to sit in it and be like, was that not funny? Why is she not laughing anymore? And I'm not really thinking about it when I do this. It's just, this is who I am now. I no longer pretend. I no longer go with it just for the sake of going with it, just for the sake of, oh, well, they're just like that. They've just always been this way. That side of me doesn't exist anymore. And I'm very glad because I deserve better. And I don't feel any negativity towards any of these people in my life because I allowed them into my life. I brought them into my life. I still love them and I always will love them. It has nothing to do with my love for them, but more to do with my love for myself that has grown in a way that I can't even explain. I love myself so much, I'm willing to leave behind things that I would have never before. Before, you wouldn't catch me leaving a relationship with someone I loved. You wouldn't catch me leaving or dropping friends that treated me like garbage or made me feel like garbage, even if it was just once a day or once a week, where they would make fun of me or try to embarrass me or, just make me feel like not my best version self. But anyone who talks to me that way and I allow it and I think it's okay and I think, oh, it's just how they are. It's just how they talk to everyone. Why is that okay? It's not okay. And I no longer believe it's okay. So now it's so hard for me to pretend in those situations. They don't even really happen to me anymore because I'm just not that girl. No one even tries to test me in that way. And when it does happen, I promise you, the room is silent. I'm not laughing, especially no one's laughing, and those jokes don't turn into more jokes because I'm not having it, and I don't have to stand there and explain myself and be like, don't talk to me like that. It's just, I just don't entertain it. And that's it. And they don't know what to do with themselves at that point. And that's okay because then now they have a second to just ponder and be like, okay, what was that? They probably never really have that chance because I'm always butting right in and either laughing about it or trying to explain myself. I don't need to explain myself anymore. I just make sure that I do what's best for me because I'm always doing what's best for everyone else. And I need to start giving that same love to myself, which I do. I don't even know how not to anymore. I'm always putting myself first. And that is how I'm able to put the people I love in a good position too. I put them just right after that. I have to put myself first. If I don't put myself first, then I'm obviously putting myself last. There's no second, third, fourth. If you're not first, you're last, right? So you got to make sure that your cup is full, and that should run over onto everyone else. That should spill over. The amount of love that you have with yourself should spill over onto everyone else, not giving your very last drop because that's all you have. We need to stop glorifying that. We need to stop glorifying that as mothers, as partners, as friends. It's not cute. It's not. So she's so sweet. She's so loving. Oh, look at her. She's all she sacrifices, just sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. We're not here to just sacrifice ourselves constantly. We're here to grow in love. And once you understand that and see how abundant love can be, life changes. Life treats you differently. Life just looks different. You can't even fathom how you used to think anymore. It doesn't make sense to you anymore, So now that I live a life of love, I'm able to give that same love to my friends, my family, my partner, everyone in my life, even strangers on the street, you know? And it's only because that's exactly how I treat myself every single day. And if I wasn't doing that every single day, I wouldn't know how to do that to other people. I would just be pitying them. I would just be, feeling sorry for them. And that's what we do. It's like, oh, that person has less than me. I have to help them. You sometimes have less than them and you don't realize it because you haven't been doing anything for yourself. And you're helping them because you wish you could do that for you. You wish and you hope someday someone would do that for you. I don't want to hope that someone would love me someday because I love me. And if somebody doesn't love me or doesn't care about me, that's okay. That's fine. That's their choice and they're free to do that and feel that way. That's totally fine with me. And that makes space for the people in my life that truly do love me and care about me. I'm not desperate for their love. I'm not holding on to the first person I see and just like, yep, that's going to be my best friend. Yep, that's going to be my husband. Yep, they're the one. You know, I search in myself for the love that I long for. And when I receive love from others, it feels like how I treat myself. And it's only able to feel like that because of me, what I do every single day. If I stop that, I'm not going to be receiving the love that I think I'm going to be receiving. It will be false, you know? And we can say that, you know, we just need it. We just need to give our all. And even when we have nothing, just give, 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 give. Give to yourself first. And people will call that selfish. I don't want to say that's selfish. I'd rather be that way than be selfless. I don't want to be without myself. I want to be self-full, not selfless. Full of myself. Why is that a bad thing? I want to be filled up with me. Yes, 100%. And then that will overflow onto the people I love, like I've said, right? And life has looked so different since viewing things this way for the past few years. I can never go back. I never want to go back. This is who I am. This is who we all are. And eventually, we will all start to see this and move in this way because this is honestly the truest form of love is loving yourself, loving who you are, who you're becoming, who you want to be. This is your playing field. Like, this is all just a video game. And I don't say that in like a, you know, a pessimistic way at all. No. I say that in an optimistic way because I want you to see that everything in this world is neutral. Whatever you do, it's all up to you. Whatever you see, it's all up to you through your own eyes, your own mind, your own vision for what the world can be. It can change just like that. Tomorrow you wake up and why does everything just feel so beautiful when yesterday you're feeling so down? Sometimes you cry and then after that you feel fine. Like you're sitting in the same spot where you were sad, but everything looks good again, looks fine again. You don't realize that you're manifesting every single thing in this world, even when you don't even know what that word means. You don't have to know what that word means. You're doing it whether you know it or not. You're here. As long as you're here, you're thinking, breathing, and doing and being. Your stuff's happening and it's all you. And it's because you're powerful. People don't recognize the power that they have and the power that they hold because they keep themselves small. They keep themselves feeling small. And you're not small. You have so much purpose in this world. There's so much for you out here. But you only know when you start taking those steps. I know on this channel, I talk a lot about ADF and I talk about fasting, but that's not all that I am. If one day I decided that fasting wasn't the thing for me anymore, yeah, unfortunately for a little bit, it would feel kind of sad because if I've been doing it for years and I just had to stop, yeah, you kind of feel like, oh, well, that was a bit of a rug pull, but my whole life wouldn't be over. I wouldn't be sitting here like, well, I got to redesign my whole life now because the one thing that I worshiped is gone. No, because I don't worship anything. I'm not married to anything. I'm here existing, being, and just enjoying my life and whatever comes along. If I find something that I like and I love and I want to do it, I'm going to do it because it feels good for me. And once that thing stops feeling good for me, 100%, I'll be done with it, you know? And if I end up picking it up again another day, I'm not going to beat myself up for stopping it. And I'm also not going to feel like, oh, why didn't I continue doing this? Or, oh, I should never do that again because I stopped. I shouldn't start again. No, you can always restart. Doesn't matter. Keep going, you know? And we shouldn't be defined by any of these things. Don't put yourself in these boxes. Don't put these labels on yourself. People want us to label ourselves so badly. They want me to label myself so badly. They want me to say that I'm this and I'm that. And you know what, I got stuck in it too. I was doing the same thing for years since I was a child. And then one day I finally got the courage to be like, you know what? This thing isn't serving me the way I want it to. This isn't who I am. And you know what? It doesn't have to be who you are. We're here to do things just to do them. It doesn't have to define your whole existence. If you stop doing that thing one day, it doesn't mean that you're a failure or that you quit and that you suck and you didn't make it. No. You know how many things I've learned from my past? I I thank the world. I thank the universe. I thank God for my past because my past has shaped me so much. I've learned so much from my past. But guess what? I'm not my past. I don't look at my past as an example of what I can do in the future. No, never. If anything, my past will always inspire me and tell me, look at you, you did it. You did it. You did it time and time again. Even when you thought you couldn't do it, even when you thought this is the end, even when you thought this thing's gonna break me, it never broke me. It only made me stronger. And guess what? It's because I chose it every single day. I woke up, and even on the hardest days when I thought, who are you? Like, who do you think you are? You think you're gonna overcome this? This thing is gonna overcome you. I didn't let it. I faked it till I made it. And I don't even like saying that because I didn't fake it. I knew who I was. You have to know. You got to stop just believing only and start knowing who you are, knowing what you want to do, knowing that you're going to make this decision, knowing that this thing's right for you. No matter who's telling you what, you can't just be ping-ponging and back and forth because you get shiny object syndrome or because someone said something to you and it's making you feel bad. And I'm talking to myself too, my past self and sometimes my current self. I like to say my past self because right now I don't feel any of those ways, but we all have those random moments where you're kind of tested and you're like, okay, whoa, like, why do I feel like that? Why did that thing that person said made me feel like absolute trash when 10 seconds ago I was feeling like I was on top of the world and I could do anything? Don't let people define you, put you in a box, tell you what you can and can't do. You are here to do that for yourself. You know yourself better than anyone. No one can tell you who you are except for you. And the day that you start agreeing with these people who put you in this box and keep you held down and held back is the day you will be kept in that box and held down and held back because there will be nowhere else for you to go. You'll stay stuck and feel stuck forever as long as you allow it. And if you really want to move, you really want to, oh, I don't know why my camera is looking a little funky, but it's okay. It's probably just because it's getting a bit dark. But if you really want to move, you really want to propel yourself in a direction that people may not think is the best or may not understand, you just got to accept it. And maybe the best thing sometimes is not telling them every aspect of what you're doing, not telling them what you're about to do next and all that stuff. You just got to just try things, do things for yourself, and don't worry so much about what other people are going to think. And because I've been there and I can say I'm still kind of in there just a little bit. I don't worry about what anyone thinks about me, but I do know that my past self, I built that image so strongly that I know it's hard for some people to stray from that and accept that that is not me anymore. And I am at peace with it. I'm at peace with my past self, my future self, and especially my present self, because that's the only version of self that matters. The version that I choose every single day, and I will constantly choose every single day. If I wake up tomorrow and I decide, you know what, I don't want to do this thing anymore, I'm not going to do it, you know? And I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to beat myself up because for some reason I'm feeling that way. And yeah, I'm not saying to just give up and quit on things because that's not the way either. Don't just quit on things because of small inconveniences or because you told yourself that you can't do this thing, or don't just quit. But if you've been feeling deep down for so long that you need to change something about your life or yourself, and it's been eating at you, that is real, and you need to do something about it. I'm no longer going to be the type of person to fear change. Never. Change has gotten me places. I'm literally sitting in the Dominican Republic right now, and I'll be here for the next couple of months, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I've never been so grateful in my life than I have been in the past couple of years, especially this year. And even when I'm not here, before I even arrived here, I was feeling homesick before I even left, feeling sad by choice, obviously, but feeling sad because I learned to appreciate where I lived. I learned to appreciate the city I came from and where I was born and raised, even when people around me would tell me that it's garbage and only bad things come out of it. And, you know, they look around and they don't see the beauty. I remember I was on my walk one day and there was this older gentleman and he was like running beside me, but, you know, at a very slow pace, didn't really think much of it. And I think I had my weighted vest on and I had walked right by him. I walk really fast, mind you. My slow walk is very fast. People say that all the time, but I walked right by him, not thinking anything of it. And I think like 20 or 30 minutes later, he had caught up to me. I don't know how far behind me he was, but may have not even been that far behind me. But he had caught up to me and he stopped me and he was saying, wow, you walk really fast. And I was like telling him this is my slow walk. And he's like, eventually I'm gonna get up to being that fast. And he was explaining to me that he used to do marathons, and just in the past month he injured himself, and he wasn't gonna let that stop him. He was just gonna keep trekking it, and he knows within the next few weeks he'll be back where he was and probably beyond because he's not giving up. And I really admired that guy and what he said to me in that moment, because it was like, wow, it was just another confirmation that there are people out there who love themselves and believe in themselves and know themselves and are not going to let small things hold them back. And there are people his age and even younger. Sometimes I work with people who are a lot younger than me, like teenagers, and they will say that, oh my gosh, my back, or I'm getting old. And like, you're 19. There's no way you're saying something like that. There's someone who is 10 times your age, not maybe not 10 times, but like, you know, 5 times your age, who is like, wow, I wish I could be your age again, you know. And people don't realize it's not even about the age, it's about the mindset. And they're instilling in themselves that they're not good enough every single day, no matter their age. They're so young and they're believing that life's already over for themselves, you know. But back to the story about the guy, he was telling me that he's been all over Canada. I'm from Canada, from Ontario, and he's been all over Canada and he's never seen somewhere so beautiful. He's lived literally in every province and he's never seen somewhere so beautiful at night. And I couldn't agree with him more. I love my night walks, especially for that. And the view is just amazing. I used to take pictures. I still do take not anymore because I'm in the Dominican Republic, but whenever I'd be on my walks over there, I would take pictures and videos and send them to my fiance, and he would always post them because they're so beautiful. And people would be like, oh, where is that? You know, like his family members will like ask, like, what is that? Where is that? And friends, whatever, and coworkers. But yeah, we don't realize the beauty around us and appreciating it until we don't have it sometimes, or until someone else is admiring it. I learned to appreciate the snow. Honestly, where I'm from, snow can be a burden sometimes because it makes getting everywhere so much more difficult. Warming up your car, cleaning your car, shoveling snow in your yard, and the roads are dangerous. It's just so many negative things we think about. And you don't think about people from a country like this where they've never seen snow. It's like a magical thing to them. You only see something like that in the movies. To them, it hardly exists. You know, it doesn't exist until you see it. Like you see it in videos and movies and pictures, and then when you finally see it, it's like wow, right? And I realize I get to see that all the time. I used not used to, but I keep saying used to because of where I am right now. But I love walking at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to the gym, or just going on a walk when during a snowstorm or after the snowstorm just hit and there's no footprints in the snow and you're just the first person to walk in the snow and there's no one on the street. And you know, people used to try to instill fear in me and tell me like I shouldn't be going on these long walks, it's so dangerous, especially at these hours. And I do that wherever I am. I don't care. It's no one can hurt me. I know who I am. If someone tries to do something to me or, you know, makes me feel uncomfortable, I say something like, hello, can I help you? Like, do you need something? But I joke around, but seriously, I love my walks. And knowing that I could go on these walks at that hour when things are so beautiful. Like anyone who lives in a country like that, you understand. Maybe honestly, maybe you don't. Maybe you're like how I used to be and you don't appreciate it as much. But just the fresh snowfall, especially on Christmas morning. Like I used to say, on Christmas morning is the only time it can snow, and then after that, please melt by Boxing Day. But now I'm just so grateful for snow. Like it's so cool to know that we come from somewhere where we get to see all these different seasons and live through all these different changes, and they're all still so beautiful. And that's the lesson that I learned, is like there's beauty in every season, not just the sunshiny season or the snow, or you know, the springtime when things are blossoming, or the fall when everything's all orange and yellow and brown and red. There's beauty in every single season, and we're the ones who bring that beauty to life. It's our eyes that see that beauty, our vision that make it real, because it's all just neutral. And until we view it, until we give it a name, until we give it, you know, an opinion, a belief, that's when it truly becomes real. And I'm so thankful to know where I'm from. You know, I love where I'm from and I wouldn't change it for the world. And I talked about being homesick because yeah, I really do appreciate where I am. We have so much. We don't realize it. And being here right now, I appreciate it too just as much. And yeah, life is just so beautiful when you get to go on these adventures and see these things and learn so much about yourself and about others. And yeah, I'm just so thankful. And I just want to say to keep living in love, keep living in joy, keep doing the things that make you feel good. Keep learning about yourself because only you know yourself. People will sometimes keep you in the past because they don't see the vision that you have. And it's not their fault. It's not meant for them, it's meant for you. So uphold that even in the most difficult times. um, you know, it's so important every single day. Today I woke up and I don't remember if I said this, but I wasn't feeling 100%. Yesterday I was like, okay, today I can't wait to be on my fasting day. Anyone who doesn't know, I do ADF, alternate day fasting, and I was like, yeah, today's my fasting day, my down day. Can't wait to be fasting because when I'm fasting I get to do so much. I'm also such a productive person. I'm always like, I need to do, and sometimes I just need to relax. But yeah, I was so excited and I woke up this morning and I was just like, I turned off my alarm after I heard it. That I don't do that. I wake up when I hear my alarm, you know? So turned off my alarm and I went back to sleep. I guess I just needed it and I embraced it, you know? But I woke up and it was, you know, in the afternoon and I'm just like, okay, well, the day feels like it's kind of almost gone, you know? And that was just because I was feeling that way. And as soon as I got up, I started, you know, cleaning a little bit and, you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, everything. And most importantly, make myself feel good for the day. You know, brushing my hair is like one of my most favorite things to do to get myself feeling my best. Once my hair is like, it doesn't have to be like slicked back, but once I feel nice and clean and, you know, very put together, I feel like, okay, I start embodying that person mentally as well. So that's one of my number one tips, is when you're not feeling like your best, you just got to push through it and physically now work in the physical world. If mentally you're not there, physically make yourself feel good, and vice versa. Physically you don't feel good, mentally work on that, you know? So I have to do both and kind of just like merge them together. But yeah, after I did that and I changed my clothes and I just felt so good, and then it's like, yes, you know what, I am gonna film a video today. So I'm really appreciative of everyone who's out there listening and watching and looking forward to this content, because I know there's times when I need a little bit of motivation, and we can't always rely on motivation, but when it's there, it's golden, and I'm so thankful for it. And I know that there's people out there who are just as thankful for it as I am. And yeah, I'm so appreciative right now, just living in complete gratitude, and life is so cool. But yeah, I'm very happy. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to what I had to say today. And I hope you took something very positive from my message. And you know what? Keep going. Whatever it is you're deciding to do or haven't decided to do yet, figure it out. Start it. Just do it. Just try anything. And once you start, don't stop. Sometimes we stop a little too early before we even see results, right? So just keep at it. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day. And no matter where you're watching this from, anywhere in the world, just know that you're loved, and your love starts with you. If you love yourself, that's all that matters, and everything else will just fall into place for you, I promise. So continue doing the things that make you feel good. Continue going after your dreams, your goals, your desires, because they're not far. They're always right there with you. But until you open your eyes to know that you're worthy of them, you won't see them. Okay? So, anyways, guys, thanks again. If you want to, just leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about this message I have for you today. And yeah, if you're not already, please like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Share this with someone you know who could really learn something from my message today. I really would appreciate that. And I know that someone out there is just as appreciative. Thank you. Have a good day.